Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Zero, and today we will be talking about independence versus interdependence. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna wait till a few more people come in, and then I'll get started. Let me change it up real quick, cause I like to have a little. You know what? I mean, you know the bridge better. We're gonna put the Zero speaks on here. All right, should be popping up in a moment now. Might take a minute. See if I can get it go out. Okay, I see what happened. I pressed it on the wrong one. uh, I am. It's crazy. Uh, there we go. There it is. All right, give me a second, y'all. All right, Lele. Yeah, I'm just trying to get everything going. I'm sure everybody else will come back as I guess whenever Don's or whoever's chat is, or other people just come. Yeah, but yeah, I need to finish sharing it out, and then I will get my notes. Hey, Purple Pale, how you doing? Yeah, so give me a second, and we will start this regularly scheduled program. Oh yeah, hey Purple Page, I'm doing well. Let me go ahead and yeah. So let me get my notes, and we'll get started. Still ain't. uh, no, Charles got on me about not have my notes together. So uh, yeah, I should. Okay. So yeah. Wow. Okay. So now we're gonna get to getting about the difference between independence versus interdependence. And I know people here. I know people talk more about, oh, I want to be independent. I am so independent and independent this, independent that, or or you're dependent. But no one ever talks about interdependence. Dependence, like it's like we might, you know, call it something else, but it's interdependence. You can say, well, it's teamwork. Working as a team. But that I mean that could be looked at as a dependence, depending on how you see it. Like if like the whole point of having that is to cover for flaws that you may have and not try to work towards them, yeah, that could be considered dependent. But if y'all are like just separate people working towards a common goal, it could be seen as independent, or not actually independent, interdependent. Because, and I'm just gonna get the definitions of these two, and then I'm going to talk about a little bit more, talk about a little bit, and anyone wants to come up and talk, hey, you're more than welcome to do that. All right, so let's get into it. All right. So we're gonna get to is independence. Well, uh, well, I guess this one platter you did too. Either did lay. Wow, it's Dre. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Independence, not dependent, free, not subject to control by others, not relying on others, not subordinate, as few men are wholly independent. Right. I mean, that was just an example. The last was an example, but yeah. And like the independent person is someone who does as much as possible, things to make him or herself be more self-sufficient. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Appreciate you for coming through. Welcome to the stream. Hope I see you around some more. And so yeah, with the independence, like usually these type people, try to make themselves as self-sustaining as they can be, because they don't want to have to rely, they don't want to depend on somebody else to provide that for them, which is understandable. And of course, dependence, you're always, of course, you're constantly having to rely on somebody, and that person you rely on isn't around, you're kind of you're screwed, pretty much. So with interdependence, that's a whole dynamic, because interdependents are just people who are independent, although they can do on their own. It's like with certain things they actually need help from other people who are independent to create something better. They're using what they have to help the other one. So it's like they don't necessarily need those other people, but it helps make what they're doing a lot easier. And that's, I mean, you see that from groups like probably the more easily defined groups are like government. They're like interdependent. They make their own decisions, but they have to work together in this group against with other people who are independent thinkers most of the time. Or of course, hey, Don, you finally see your name up here. All right, that's what I'm talking about. The beautiful and sexy Don. Yeah, they're gonna get me for that one. but you, like Millie Vanilla said, "Girl, you know it's true." Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I ain't gonna finish the rest of it. But but yeah, these group of independent people, they were, it's like governments, like they have to rely on each other, even though go the whole. I guess you could say, sometimes it could be, like for certain psychological factors, could be used like you know, the herd mentality. Like groups. There's always a herd mentality for like a lot of groups because when you get enough big enough group, a lot of people would rather just follow the crowd instead of like thinking things through. But yeah, like a lot of people would rather think things through than actually just. A lot of me not think things through. A lot of people actually like to follow the crowd rather than think things through because following the crowd and going along with whatever is told is easier. Which that kind of like just. I mean, even though in the state of interdependence, it kind of makes certain people independent. I mean, dependent, but interdependence like it has its own strength because it's like these people who would normally be able to get on their own. Now they could get it done on their own, but because they are they could get it done on their own, like, but it would probably take them longer than what they would actually have, or maybe it would take them even longer to get the resources and the money to do it. So now, if you have a whole team of people who are getting their money and getting their resources put together, it makes the job a lot easier. So I mean, those. I mean, those are the differences. I mean, I don't think people talk about interdependence enough. It's like usually just like they try to make people go into one or the other. And I was like saying like people, and I forgot what that type of argument is called, where they try to put people in a certain category. But everybody wants to come and chat, this because like I know, I mean, I've seen it all the time, like especially with like the media. It's I mean, probably like the most these example right now is the election, or just political process. Like they want you to pick two parties. You got to pick one or the other. No one ever thinks about the third parties or anything like that. The independents. You have to be Democrat or Republican. There is no in between. And if you're voting for a candidate, whether it's president, senator, House of Representative, they always try to make you pick in one of those categories. So yeah, yeah, down at the dust. Told you, that string will probably be, after midnight, when the kids done went to sleep, listen to dawn at the dusk. Hey KB, how you doing? Like, let me Hey, chef. That's what I'm talking about. See, look at that. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. I finally got down to come out the bushes and come actually see your boy. I appreciate you coming out the bushes to come see me. I'm doing well. Chilling, having a live, just talking. Oh, it is. Oh, let me fix that. Right. yeah, lately, yeah. StreamYard be doing that. 'Cause I used to thought it was my headset, but it really wasn't StreamYard. Cause anytime I use any other stuff that I can like record on or something like that, it doesn't mess up. It's only StreamYard. It'll work for a while and then it'll start just messing up. It start getting staticky. But yeah, I mean, even though I'm just talking about this, I mean, it's I like the bridge, but I just have it free flowing. So anybody want to come talk a little bit, then come on. Hey, put the link in the chat. So yeah, you see, matter of fact, another example is, some of us are content creators, and we have our own thing coming out, but we come and support other people. I mean, we might even do collabs with other people. I mean, we can get it done our own, but I mean, it's a lot better when you're doing it with somebody else who's capable of getting it done their own and increasing that star power, so to speak. But I mean, yeah, okay, so yeah, I said audio's better now, yeah. So every time I have to do that, like the static will come up on the headset. So when it start doing that, I gotta unplug it and then replug it. I don't know why it does on StreamYard, but I couldn't tell you. But yeah, like I said, anybody's free to. But I mean, as far as but yeah, if we want to get into group psychology, which I don't know a whole lot about, but I've seen enough of it where it's like you will see people who you would think like, okay, well we going people say they wanted to like, be free to think how they want to. Okay, that's fine. And the moment you give them a chance to give them a chance to really think independently, give them a chance, give them an opportunity to do it, they'll go immediately right into following the crowd. I was like, how? But but I realized why they want to do it because it's it's easier, if you're following the crowd and you don't think about it. There's no accountability. No one is. No accountability. There's no, if something goes wrong, it's not your fault. It's whoever you gave the control to. It's their fault. You did nothing wrong. So yeah, as far as that, like, yeah, no responsibility, no accountability. So that's kind of the thing that's set up here. But, oh, oh, okay, okay. Oh, you got him over there snoring. Okay, I see. Man, if you sneak off somewhere, you be like, "Hold on, where you at? You been cheating on me? You been cheating on me? Oh, what you been doing? You over cheating on me with these YouTube niggas?" Uh, oh, good. Yeah, I'm not gonna get you in trouble with you. I'm not gonna get you in trouble with you. But but I get that. Like, it's like I've seen like some YouTubers, like people spend like a lot of time on YouTube, and we're like the point like where where it started affecting their marriages. Like I've seen like people, I've seen like wives like had to say like, hey, I gotta get off YouTube. My husband told me I gotta get off YouTube. Right. And they'll get off too because it was like damn, because getting the way they married. Like I've seen some people who, like, I think I've heard of, like, yeah, I heard of wives or husbands like here, argue with people on YouTube, argue on YouTube, and they sniff for other hair, and be like, kind of little crazy, like, hey, I'm going to get out the YouTube, you over here ain't crazy about here, letting these folks make you, look crazy out here. So it'd be like that reason they be kind of careful about where they go. You be like, I mean, you could go outside, but then the neighbors will hear you. But yeah, yeah, like, I mean, it'd be crazy out of YouTube streets. I be like, I've been like to certain channels where like somebody, wanted to, argue with me, and I was like, I'm not gonna argue with nobody over here. Never argue with nobody on YouTube. I mean, I just don't. I don't see the point. I'm not gonna argue with nobody on YouTube. I mean, it's like most of people. I don't know them long enough, and if I did, I probably wouldn't be arguing with you because, like, I mean, the only time we argue, it feels like some really important. I would have to be cool with you long enough to even have any feelings like that. But another time, I was probably just whoa. I probably just leave the stream or leave whatever because I ain't about to argue with nobody. Argue with nobody. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like, and like, Don, you were asking why I had like 1.5 range. I made that so long ago. I think I was probably still a teenager when I when I started counting. I didn't even really start being YouTube maybe like 3 years ago. So I didn't even. I never originally intended on making this channel uh, a YouTube channel, like as far as like doing content. But oh, okay, you've been up on a couple stream yards. Okay, yeah, because I see a channel and I was saying like, yeah, you ain't went live about a week, but I mean, I get it. Sometimes you stuff life getting away, or sometimes it's hard to come up with some stuff. Like, cause like, be honest, I would have asked Don to do a interview like this week, but I was like in the middle of busy doing a whole bunch of stuff, so I wasn't even sure I was gonna be doing anything this weekend. So, but but like I said, like I mean, sometimes like it's a light getting away, or sometimes it'll be hard to come up with content. I know how it is sometimes. Like it be sometimes I be like, man, or me sometimes I just be like, you want to do something, and then be like, have a great idea. Be like, yeah, I could do it. I know I could do it. But then I be looking like, man, I gotta do all this work. Gotta edit this, edit that. That's gonna take too long. Everything in my head gonna take too long. It may actually maybe it might take a while, but I could do it. But it be like, I don't know. But I've gotten better with it though. I've gotten better. I've gotten better at getting at you know, doing some stuff because it'd be like some things I'd be like, ah, okay. Oh, so Lily, so you must do like jewelry or something like that. You're using like the word bling, or maybe that's just some term I don't know. What's up, the eternal year? But, yeah, I appreciate it. Matter of fact, I should be putting some of y'all links here. Hey, KB, if you in here, can you put some of the links here? I might just have to do it myself. But I'm gonna put y'all link if anybody else wants to come on. This is open panel, but let me see if I can uh find some links. All right, I'm gonna put Don there first, and she came here did a raid. Had my first raid. Don gave my first raid. Never been raided before, but first one. All right, so I'm trying to get everybody's channel here. I should make more people mods in here, but I mean, I'm pretty selective with my mods, so I don't really put everybody as a mod, but I'm pretty selective. So it's like, when I choose mods, somebody gotta trust, they gotta be here a lot, and be able to to put links and stuff like that, do the jobs I need the mods do, and I even have like videos for mods if they decide to take it up. So let's see, you got Don's channel. Let's see who else in there. Oh, you're welcome, Don. Then we get Lay Lay, and then we get DJ Tony. I'm sure like most people here uh already sub to these channels, but I'm just gonna put it in here anyway. I mean, it's probably one more what I should do, but it should be something that mod should be doing, so I don't have to do it. But I just don't give anybody a wrench because yeah, modding is a privilege. It is not all right. And I know some people be thinking that's all right and everything. But how dare you not give me a wrench? I thought we were cool. We are cool. Don't get, I mean, just 'cause we're cool don't make you a good mod. So it's kind of how I look at it. But let's see, DJ Tone. Oh yeah, I don't know who else is in here, but right now, put them in right now. Oh, you're welcome. Let's see. I need to put my links here too when I'm at it, just in case y'all ain't. Dang, okay, well, let me see if I can. I gotta add 2 minutes to my clipboard. Yep, add 2 minutes. So yeah, I'm put my. All right. So here's my Twitter. If you okay, that's my Twitter account. And then we're gonna go. I'm gonna have it set next time. So when I go back live the next time around, I will have a special celebration on Wednesday for my special birthday celebration. So I don't know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, she's cool as hell. Like the T, Lady T. Like we had a great conversation. I was like, okay. Yeah, I think you the one that put me on to. I think somebody did. I can't remember who put me on to. It was either you or they might be either you or Purple Paisley. One of them. Somebody did, or it might have been Don. I don't remember who put me on to her, but I am glad that y'all did. And let's see, the last. Oh, here's the last link to. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't did a bridge builder. Oh yeah, appreciate it, brother. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it'll be on Wednesday, so I'm gonna try to have that scheduled after I get through with that one. So that way, we'll just already be ready to do that. So there it goes. I mean, if you would like to click it, you're more than welcome to. If not, it ain't. It's no big deal. I ain't worried about it. It's just there if you want to, and if you don't want to or you don't have it, it's all good. It ain't. It's not required. I just appreciate y'all being here. You know, I mean, I'm kind of just doing YouTube right now just because I like doing it. But and I talk about stuff I want to talk about. Like I don't really care about what's trending. Like, cause I could easily, do more things if oops, I could do more things if I'm trending, but I don't want to do that because it's not true to who I am. So when I see people having trending topics, like I'm like I said, I don't knock them for doing it because that's how they get down. But I mean, for me, I just talk about what I want to talk about. Now, if it just happens to be trending, so be it. That it just happened. But if it ain't something I want to talk about, I just don't talk about it. I just don't talk about it. That's just me. Okay, yeah, I need to charge my phone too. Yeah, I mean, I like these little overlays and all that, especially get the paid version. But oh yeah, now thinking about it, and I remember Before I went to Don's Lab, I was finishing up watching this movie called Birth of a Dragon. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be the story. It's supposed to be like another story of Bruce Lee, but it was like they just supposed to be like the story of Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee ain't even the main character of it of the other movie. They put like some white dude who was there. I was like, and they saying like it's inspired by true events. Like when they say inspired by true events, I don't mean that it's a true story. Is that maybe some stuff is true? Like the only thing I say was like true was like Bruce Lee and like the guy Wong Jackman and maybe they may have said certain things that were true, but all the rest of it was just work of fiction. Like they tried to make and I think it came out like 2017. They tried to make it I think 2017 or 18, one of them, but they tried to make it sound like it was Wong Jackman was like like him and Bruce Lee had the most epic fight ever. And the truth of the matter is, this dude, Wong Jackman, even though he was like a Shaolin monk, he was a world-renowned Shaolin monk. And like thing about it was like when they had the fight, it wasn't recorded, and only a few people were there to actually witness it. One of these people was Bruce Lee's wife, Linda, and and she had seen it, and I think Bruce Lee even mentioned in the interview he didn't mention Wong Jackman's name, but you knew who he was talking about. He pretty much said like how Bruce Lee had to when he had to fight they were talking about they were Wong Jackman was trying to tell him to put some restrictions on it, like no eye gouges, ground kicks, and high kicks and things like that. And after Bruce Lee refused, they fought. Well, I would say fought is I don't think that's the correct word to use in that situation. Pretty much Wong Jackman ran about 3 minutes while Bruce Lee was hitting him in the back of the head and in the back. And this before Bruce Lee even created his style called style Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. He was still using Wing Chun. So while he was over there, hitting him in the back of the head, like I think Bruce said his hands started hurting after fighting him, hitting him in the back of the head so many times for that long, and he seen even though he won, I mean, I think I think the reason why they didn't have all the cameras there was so that if he lost, he ain't gonna get embarrassed, and nobody, no, but he won, and pretty much he chased him all around the room, and I'm just like, how you? And in the movie, they're trying to make it sound like he was just like so great, and he let Bruce win and all that. I'm just like, I mean, like that let like he was made it look like he was letting Bruce Lee win. Then on top of that, the movie made Bruce Lee he look like a bully that just wants to start fights, and he's so arrogant and all that. And I'm like, why is this right there? I mean, they trying to make it sound like because like Jackman was so good and such a noble monk that Bruce Lee changed the style from that. No, he changed the style because they want to keep getting because he had hurt his hand on his head while he was chasing them. So he was like, okay, this ain't effective at all. Wing Chun's not effective at all. I got to create a different style. And he did help him create Jeet Kune Do from chasing them, but I was like, I'm gonna say like chasing them is pretty much like this. I ain't use this clip in a minute. Chasing is pretty much
Office. Go ahead now! Put it down! Put it down! Please! Please put it down! No! 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 No, no, no! Please, please, please don't do it!
Yeah, it's pretty much like that, like the showing the officer getting chased and he didn't want that smoke. Yeah, that's pretty much how that was like. Him getting chased, not wanting to smoke. But I mean, the thing about it was, even though he did help him really style by running and being scary, at the same time, it's like, at the same time, he wasn't even that significant in his development as far as any real change. I'm still sounding good, and let me check real quick. Take this off for a second. I'm gonna take this off. Yeah, okay. Okay, sounds still good. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like it's still good. Yeah, so as far as that, yeah, as far as that, I will, I just kind of looked at that like that whole movie is like, man, that movie's like a whole disgrace to a legend. Like you pretty much lied on that man. And like think about it, just the fact that you say inspired by true stories, people ain't gonna know the difference between like inspired by a true story and based on a true story. Okay, okay, lovely Troy. It's your mama's house. Hey, hey, Terry. I forgot to say your full name, but yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming. I don't know how long I'll be live, but yeah, well, thank you for stopping by though. Yeah, like they just disgraced this man. I was like looking like WWE and like pretty much like how the movie made out to be. It was like stuff that was added in there to make it more dramatic. Like they try to make it seem like Wong Jackman didn't want to fight Bruce Lee, which he did. They try to make it seem like Bruce Lee was just looking for a fight. He was just looking for him. Like, oh yeah, Wong Jackman tear down everything he could. I'm like, I was already like when I see that trailer, we see that's already lying, already telling a lie. Okay, and they pretty much made the main character like a white dude. Bruce Lee was a trained. I don't think that was anybody's name Steve, but it's based off it's it's inspired by a true story, so it's not really everybody who really is there. But you gotta put the link. Yeah, okay. You did put the links in there. Okay, never mind. Yeah, appreciate that. Still over there putting the links in there. All right, but yeah, like yeah. Then like after Like Bruce Lee was teaching people, and then like he had somebody who was gambling. He said, you know, dude like, oh, I'm not paying because Bruce Lee ain't paying for nothing. He don't pay y'all, like triads, and then Bruce Lee had to come and save him. After dude was trying to fight him off, and they about to beat him black and blue, but Bruce Lee came and saved the day. So as far as that, like did that, it did. Like I said, when one Jackman came there, like the white dude, his name was Steve. His character name was Steve, and you went up there, one Jackman was like, "Oh man, you such an honor, such an honor, Ryan, you're such a living legend." Made him hyped him up, and one Jackman was like, "Oh, I'm just humble. I'm just doing penance because I actually almost killed somebody in China, and I'm doing penance to pay for my actions." And I was like, okay, that was not the case. I think he was actually sent there by the CBA, which CBA is the Chinese Benevolent Association, which was the group that was assigning, like, that wanted to tell Bruce Lee that not to have, not to teach foreigners kung fu. I mean, the Chinese martial arts, though. Hey, Ariel. So I was like, okay, well, yeah. So I think, yeah, he came down there to challenge Bruce Lee after he made a open challenge. But they're not making it sound like he went to go and do dishes. Like, gotta wash dishes. That's part of my penance. And then he would try to be humble and all that. And white dude was just overly excited about trying to be around the dude. He's like, "Can you teach me?" He said, "No, I can't teach you. You have to have something you want to fight for. Something that you would give your life to protect or something like that. Then I would teach you." But I mean, later on, he ended up teaching them anyway. And I was like, okay, what was the whole point of telling him that? But and then of course he started teaching him, and then he's like, oh well, he's my master now. I'm not really learning from you anymore. And they try to make Bruce Lee like the teacher from Cobra Kai. I was like, man, I said, man, they try to make him out to be a bully who don't care about nobody but himself, which ain't isn't true. And he was talking, man, like it was kind of funny. It was like when the dude was talking, I said, well, what do you think martial arts is? He said, well, martial arts is the kick butt. I'm not gonna say the other word. I'm trying not to cuss, but he said, no, no, kung fu. No, I said, that's what kung fu is. And he like, that's what he told him. And then he said, more kung fu is about discipline. He said, oh, like, when he said it, it was profound. But when Bruce Lee told you that earlier, you got upset. Oh no, this wasn't even an old movie. This is current. I'm just really just talking about how they just did Bruce Lee dirty with the movie they made. Like it's called Birth with Dragon. They did Bruce Lee so dirty. I'm just like, how are y'all able to get this through? But I would think that the Chinese were okay with this because they didn't like Bruce Lee anyway, for the most part. At least the ones that are chargeable out of that. I think they still mad at him for teaching foreigners kung fu. But as far as that, let's see. Yeah, he ended up teaching them, and then of course he showed. He was like, Wong Jack man could be the only one that can tear down everything I built, and then he told his student to go tell him to meet him at the after he does demonstration at a karate tournament or something like that. So So pretty much did demonstration like see who's martial arts better, karate or kung fu. And Bruce Lee pretty much beat him pretty easily. Toyed around with him. But and after he was done, told Bruce Lee, he told Wong Jackman like, hey, bro, you show me right here, right now, what you're made of and all that. I'm probably skipped a whole lot, but you gotta. I wouldn't recommend anybody watch the movie, but I'm just kind of telling it how I remember it, which I mean didn't get through watching it that long ago. But as far as that, he did that, and then and Long Young Man refused, and he wouldn't invite him. And he was like, well, and then of course Bruce wasn't sad about that, so he told him like, hey, I'll accept, I'll fight you anytime, anywhere, and pretty much he kept avoiding him, and it's like one part on that he did something with some dishes, and he was like kind of like just doing around like he was doing kung fu with the dishes, talking about. He said, how'd you do that? He said, I'm doing okay now. I'm doing good now, but I can do better. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I'm like, yeah, they just add in some crazy stuff that they have nothing to do with what happened in real life. It's just like they add stuff like, oh, that sounds cool to Bisco if he does it with the plates. It's like he's doing kung fu with the plates. It makes him look more like the stereotypical mystical teacher. You know, neither. It wasn't a movie. It was a movie. It was a regular movie. This was no documentary because this documentary they would have probably got cussed out. If it was supposed to be a documentary. I don't think that would even pass. It's like, I don't think that would even slid. I don't think that would even slid through if that happened. So yeah. So as far as that, nah. But yeah, so like they kept going back and forth, and then this I guess this white dude he fall in love with this fall in love first sight with this Asian with this Asian I say Chinese because they were in Chinatown, so Chinese girl who was like beautiful, but she worked in a restaurant and she wasn't allowed to talk to outsiders and she had to work there until she paid off her debt, which was never going to get paid off. So, so yeah, I mean, he kept, it's like he kept. I mean, he talked to a couple, a couple of times throughout the movie, probably more, probably like as we say, he probably done did enough where communicated to it. And then I guess when they found out that he gave her a book teaching, showing how to learn English grammar and all that. You know, she was caught teaching it to other girls. So they called her and told her like, "Hey, you need to." Told her, "Hey, if you don't stop this right now, we're gonna send you to the part where the men will love to pay for you." Just gonna put it like that. So after that, the the woman who was like leading the place and all that, she she uh I mean, well, one dude found him. I guess after the dudes broke ransacked the place of that same dude that Bruce Lee saved earlier. Went to his mother's place and started started ransacking the place, asking for the money because I think her mother owns like a laundry business, something like that, and he didn't want to pay up. So Bruce Lee told him that they would pay. He would pay them tomorrow. He didn't because he was like, "Oh well, if Seafood ain't got to pay, I ain't got to pay either." So that got him. So they got his parents' place messed. Got his mother's business all messed up a little bit, and even though he managed to fight him off successfully enough, and and of course, you find out later, like when well, I mean, of course, eventually they got dude, they beat him badly, beat him bad enough. He had to, go to the hospital, but he was able. I mean, he was able to still move around with everything. He had to get wrapped up a little bit. So so yeah. Then I guess after that happened, he said, what happened to him? He said, well, he seen that you didn't pay, so he didn't have to pay. He was like, said the reason why I didn't pay was because when I was in Hong Kong, I fought. I got in a fight with this kid who was a tough guy, and I broke his leg. I found out he was the son of a triad. So my father made a deal with the father of the triad boss, who was the son's father. Bruce Lee went to America and lived there. They would leave him alone as long as he left them alone. So, so yeah, that was why he never paid, or they never asked her for any money, while everybody else in Chinatown had to pay. So, so yeah, not too long after that, they I don't know if I'm getting that in the wrong order, whatever, but so be it. So one of the guys came up and told him about told him to come outside, follow him. So he followed him to the car. There was the lady that was with the triads. She gives him an offer like, hey, if you can convince Jack Wong man to fight Bruce Lee, Wong Jack man to fight Bruce Lee, then I will let her go. He was like, well, and then so he was happy about it. He's like, well, I'm gonna go ask him. I'm gonna go convince him. He tried to convince him, like, no, dude, but she's gonna, but she'll be sold off if we don't go save her or whatever. You don't do this if you don't do this for us. So, so he was like, oh, he finally gave in and said, okay. And and then we told Bruce Lee, like, yeah, yeah, he's gonna challenge you. You know, yeah, he's ready to challenge. He accepted your challenge. Okay. And then he was like, okay, well, and I think he told him several times, okay, and then he was done. And I think he was either another time or the same time he told him. He's like, okay, well, I thought about maybe we go like to San Francisco Arena or something like that. Really sell out seats or whatever. He was like, no, he wanted at the place where he trains at, and only have a small crowd of people. And Bruce Lee he told us that no, I got just stuff like that. The same thing I told you. I mean, the action is good, but the movie itself, like being true to Bruce Lee, history to his memory. Nah, it was it was they were pissing on his grave, so to speak. They were spitting on his grave. But but yeah, like when he went to go, so then they get ready to go fight him, whatever, and then everybody's making their bets. They getting it going. So right after that, so right after they get their bets and they go and fight, they fight. They usually try to go starts out immediately with the eye gouge, and he blocks it. He blocks it, almost hits his eye, blocks it, and it cuts like the top of his eyebrow, and then they start fighting, whatever, and then I guess like start fighting. I guess like one Jackman starts see one Jackman starts fighting. They go up to the then they move to the stairs. They start fighting upstairs. Say, hey, can't keep running from me, and they show him run a little bit. They show him they show him take it off a little bit, but run up the steps and all that, and fighting up the steps. And he was like, ain't nowhere to, you can't keep running. This the stairs not gonna go anywhere. Just like your style's not gonna go anywhere. Keep fighting or whatever. And he said, now we're at the end of the rope. Just like your style, this is where it stops. So, so then I guess like the roof. So now at the top, and there's no more nowhere to move. So like it's like empty space. So he just jumps off of of course jump off of it, jump down smoothly. Which I'm like, I don't know, you can jump from that, come that high, and jump down so smoothly, but only in the movies. And and then like showed Bruce Lee being scared a little bit, then he eventually jumped. Oh yeah, before they fought, like he was saying, the whole point of him fighting Bruce Lee is to have surpass his limits to make him stronger, to make it have him be reborn. So they fight, and he and like like one Jackman is winning, and I think they were fighting one point in time, and all of a sudden like people looking at next they know they on the other side, they like right behind them fighting. I was like, hold up, they do some Dragon Ball Z type of stuff. I mean, I thought it was like seeing somebody Dragon Ball Z, but they were looking around like they ran up like okay, just watching it, and fighting one Jackman is like seeing all his moves, and he started, really coming at Bruce Lee, and then I guess like some point, he starts realizing like, yeah, I can change it up. So so he now like changed the style up. So now he's fighting them there, fighting them, and then cause I think before that he tried to hit him, and then I think he took his arm and like kind of put him in a sleeper with his own arm, and had him there. And then I was like when he changed his we started fighting, he started changing on style and all that. And then it looked like he was about to, come back, but at some point they just stopped. And and then and then it was like they just stopped, but it's like and then they want to know who won. Who won? And neither one of them was saying anything. So now comes the other problem. Now they don't know who won. So a lot of people bet a lot of money on this fight. So now that they don't know who won, they can't give anybody any money. So this is gonna mess their business because I guess like either they would if they don't the club win, they gonna have to get their money back. I already know. And they're not trying to do that. So goes for so of course the trad boss lady, she was like telling them, hey, you need to go ahead and you need to get somebody to declare themselves a winner. Because if you don't, then that girl's gonna be gone. We're gonna send her to to the other area where they be selling off. Oh, okay. If you're still listening, then I'll keep talking. But yeah, they were selling her off, and what they would sell her off if he didn't get a winner. So he went to Wong Jack man and said, "Come on, can you?" He's like, he's like, "Why don't you say you won? You know you won it." Which in reality, he never won that fight. But for the movie, say he won it. I don't think he won it even in the movie, but that's how they wanted to sell it. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So, so after he refused, he's of course, like said, well, he says it's not my issue. So I'm not really wasn't really fighting for her. I was doing it for Bruce or whatever his Chinese name was. Become something else, but I don't know what they call his Chinese name, but as Bruce Lee was actually, yeah, I mean, where Bruce Lee, going in, I guess trying to go to Bruce Lee and try to talk to him. He was like, yeah, it's not my problem either. So then the white dude like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to save it myself then, and and then he went to the place. Okay, well, you know what it is. He decided like start fighting everybody. Could have just lied. Could have lied. I mean, he would lie long enough to get her and get out of there, but to make the story interesting, he had to start fighting. And even though he fought, he might be one of them dudes. So he beat that dude. Uh, two more dudes came out and beat him, beat him up, and, and threw him out. So you got to get out of here. But but then after that, then not too long after that, here comes. I guess like it's like before that, Bruce Lee and went to talk to Wong Jack man. He was like, "Thought you were a dishwasher." He said, well, I got promoted, and then he Bruce Lee said, "Why are we at war with each other?" He said, "I'm not at war. You're at war with yourself." And I guess they had like a moment, and then like, okay, well, we gotta save dude, save old boy, because he done ran out by himself and doing whatever. So they're like, okay, well we gonna go save him then. All right, cool. They teamed up, went there. That was like when dude got beat up and crawled up to the brick wall in the alley. So I have a brick wall in the alley and laid and sat there, laid there. And then he was like, and Bruce Lee looked at him and was like, yeah, you turned out to be a real candidate for a martial arts school. And then of course they went in there and started whooping. Well, yeah, they started whooping everybody. And then I think at one point like Bruce Lee was like, yeah, I got it. It's okay. All that means okay. He just stood there, patiently waited while Bruce Lee whooping everybody with two big wooden spoons. And when he did that, while he was doing that, like I think like the strike was that Bruce Lee whooping. We tried to attack him, he just knocked one to the side and made sure nobody really got hurt too badly. And of course, after that, they start, of course, go up to the stairs, be some more bad guys, and then had like one dude who had like these uh s- spike spike brass knuckles, and when he had them, he was just fought Bruce Lee with them, and he lost like the same dude was the dude who was the well no I don't think it was the same dude, but he had brass knuckles. Bruce Lee, you know, beat him even though he got cut across his abs like in Enter the Dragon. I think it was Enter the Dragon where he got cut on the side and he looked at it, blood, and he started whooping folks. But uh, but yeah, after he whooped them, the same dude he beat with him after he beat they beat two more dudes. One dude had like two machetes in his hand, another dude had they had like a knife and a hammer or something like that. And Bruce knew I'm thinking like, oh yeah, it's about to get a little good right here. They beat him pretty easy. I was like, that was anticlimactic. But but then dude was like, oh well, he said y'all can fight, but kung fu can't. He said something about kung fu or capsule or whatever something. He said can't be a bullet. And you about to shoot him, and and right on cue, Steve hits him upside the head with a beer with a wine bottle. I was like, I knew something was gonna happen. So after that, they went up to the place where they talked to the triad boss, and they would say, "Hey, you decided the winner yet?" And one young man told him, like, "Yeah, I lost." He said, "Bruce, you accept this account?" He said, "No." And then he said, "No, not until you let all the girls leave." And he said, "Okay, fine." So he said, "Yeah." So he did that. He told his son to say, "Hey, hey, go let the girls go. Let them go. Let them go now." He looked at him crazy. And he was like, "Let them go now." And then dude told Bruce Lee, "You remember me?" He said, "I remember breaking your leg, and I remember breaking your leg." He said, "Well," and he said, "Well," and then I think he was about to pull out a sawed-off shotgun, and Bruce Lee had already reacted before he even pulled it out and kicked him down, jumped up and kicked him. And after he kicked him, like he shot one off in the air, and that was it, knocked him out. It was supposedly like the move that Wong Jack Man did in the movie that like almost killed a Tai Chi dude. That was his penance. It was supposed to be a demonstration, but with Bruce Lee, yeah, he knocked him out. and and pretty much after that, Dad just looked at him and said "smuck" in Chinese, and next thing you know, the white dude Steve is in the hospital with the girl that he went through all this trouble for, and of course they laughing and joking, whatever. And then of course, Wong Yang Min goes back to China to go teach. And he said, "Yeah, I'll come back to America one day." I said, "I hope y'all still be." He said, "Y'all still be here when I come back." I said, "I don't know." And went back to China, and that's pretty much it. The story of the change your name, Dawn After Dusk. Yeah, so pretty much, Burger Dragon is about a story about a epic fight that never happened. Pretty much. Yeah, they tried to make this fight seem so epic, but truth of the matter is, facts. A Wong Jack Man ran for Bruce Lee for about 3 minutes, and Bruce, like I said before, ran for about 3 minutes, and he hit him, hit him in the back of the head, in the back so many times, like he hit his head after hitting it, using his fist on his head so many times, hit his head so hard that his fist started hurting, and that was when he seen how useless Wing Chun was in that situation. So then he just like, okay, well, then he started coming up with Jeet Kune Do, and they started. Oh yeah, and another thing, They had one Jack man use Bruce Lee's quotes. Like talking about like be like water and all that. That was like Bruce Lee's quote. I ain't like that. I was like, oh, that's Bruce Lee quote right there. Why are you using this quote? But yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, Don, why you here? You want to come on up, or you just chilling tonight? You're more than welcome to come up on the panel. We can talk about whatever. But yeah, I was like, man, this. I said, man, this movie is a disgrace. I was like, I almost didn't want to watch it. I was like, I gotta see how bad this movie is, cause I sure wouldn't have paid to go see it in the theaters. I'm telling you that much right now. So I had to look and see how bad the movie was. I was like, oh my goodness, it's really bad. And it was like, and I mean, they disgrace his memory, and then after that, they don't even make him the main character in the movie. They pretty much just make him like the side character. Bruce Lee is pretty much a side character. He wasn't even the main character. It was like, yeah, the movie was about him, but he wasn't even the main character. It was like, Bruce who? That's pretty much how they treated him. Now I was like, well, I don't know about you know, I mean, I don't know if Bruce Lee's an old character, but from what I've seen, they kind of over they did his character wrong, did his memory wrong. I said not his character, but his memory. I can't blame the actors for it, but whoever wrote this movie and put it together, because I know the Chinese had to be behind that one. Say, them Americans love you. Well, we gonna make a movie where they'll hate you. And the problem is that any real Bruce Lee fan is not gonna fall for that lie. So nice try, China. China messing up again. Well, I am Don Michelle to Don after dusk. I mean, come on, who loves some Don after dusk? I mean, just tell you what, Don after dusk. It sounds like a great time. I'm so silly. But the funny thing about it is, like when I do my StreamYard on my computer, it always takes a while for me to get it loaded up. Sometimes I'd be like, man, I'd be setting it up. I just be like, if I'm gonna do a live stream, I should just set it up like 30 minutes ahead of time because it'll just take a long time to load up. Then the screen be freezing, then you gotta wait for the screen to freeze, and it's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, yeah, now you want to come up, you come on up. But if not, I just talk for a little bit longer, and I'll probably end it soon. But I think Don might be all talked. I think you might be all talked out. Don just came in all red and tonight. Red the color of passion. But I'm looking forward to the manifestation Monday. I am looking forward to that. But yeah, it was, but I know it's late for well, I mean it's late for probably almost everybody. But yeah, it's like 12 over here. Yeah. Look, I'm having a real after dark. Yeah, so but yeah, I should probably end it here anyway, because yeah, I don't think I want to be out talking that long anyway. But if y'all was saying if some people wanted to come up and talk, I would open the floor up. But yeah, I think it's a good time to end it. So give my shout outs and then we'll just head on out. Shout out to the lady, to Lele. Shout out to Purple Paisley. Shout out to Robert King. Shout out to I Am Don Michelle, aka Don After Dusk. Shout out to KB. Shout out to DJ Tony Last. Let's see. Shout out to Chevrolet Young. Shout out to Ariel. Shout out to Long Neutron. Shout out to Toure. I think I got everybody. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say probably look out for stream. I might do one tomorrow. Either that or video or something like that. So you're delirious. So with that, I appreciate y'all for coming through. So yeah, like I said, either be a stream or a video. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but if I do a stream, I will schedule it. So look out for it. Hopefully to show up on there. But I may do a oh, is that you coming up or you are you say you coming up or you saying you going or you'll come also if you coming also if you're coming up on the panel, I'll leave it up. I'll stay here for a minute. But if not, I'll go ahead and end it. Oh yeah, I'll try to support everybody if I can. I need to look at my phone. My phone be more accurate, be more quick on the draw than the StreamYard. I mean, I wanted to do live earlier, but I was, supporting you, so I didn't want to. I was like deciding whether I want to do this or not, but I'm kind of glad I did. Okay, I got you. I got you. All right, so yeah, like I say, I have a stream or a video coming up tomorrow, and I will try to have it either in the afternoon or the evening time, but I'll have a schedule. So, and I'll post on my IG and Twitter accounts. So y'all get the heads up. So thank y'all for coming through. And I will end it off with, and I will end this stream off with my theme music. And y'all can have yourselves a great night. Hold this vibe, rich people, and I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the music. It's all copyright free. It's all copyright free music. Made myself.